I am Rebecca Van Buren. I'm a licensed real estate broker here in the great state of Texas, and I want to talk to you today about why it is important to do a walkthrough prior to purchasing a property. Stay tuned. True story, you can't make this stuff up. I had a closing last week and it was Tuesday. And so I told the buyers who I represented, they are first-time home buyers, sweet couple, young couple. This is their first home they're ever going to purchase. They still have the little baby in the baby carrier. You know, they're so excited about this first-time purchase of their new home. And so I said, okay, we're going to meet over there at 10. We're going to walk through the property and then we're going to go to close. Guess what? We showed up and it was what was in the front yard. What on earth? So I pull up, I see all of this crap in the front yard, and I immediately get on the phone. Buyer hasn't showed up yet. So I'm call the agent. I'm like, hey, listen, what is going on with all of this crap in the front yard? And she was like, I'm not there. My husband is there. He's a real estate agent as well. Let me call him. It wasn't unusual that he was there, the listing agent, because she had told me when I scheduled this walkthrough that the seller was running out of time and that they were going to have a mobile notary come to the house and sign them so that they could leave and go to Odessa. So that's why the listing agent was there, is because he was with his seller at the time of closing. So anyway, I'm waiting for the buyer to show up, and then I'm also waiting for her to call me back. And I'm like, you know what? I've got his number. Let me just call him. So I call the guy and I'm like, hey, listen, are you here at the property? And he said, yeah, I am. And I said, oh, fantastic. Can you come outside and talk to me? And he said, yeah, sure. So, you know, we're both on the phones and he's coming out the door and I'm walking up. So we hang up and I said, what's happening with all of this crap? And he said, well, the Granbury bulk trash is going to pick it up on Friday. And so I'm thinking, they only do bulk trash like twice a year and it's not now. So that just didn't compute to me. And I said, well, what happens if they don't? And he looked at me and he said, well, they will. And I said, yeah, but what if they don't? And he was like, well, it'll be done. And I said, listen, we are going to not fund the transaction because of the condition of the property. And so when they show up on Friday, because today is Tuesday, when they show up Friday to pick up all of this trash, the only way that we can ensure performance is to hold your money. So we will not fund this transaction until Friday. And he looked at me, OMG, he was not happy. He is, oh my gosh, he's so not happy. You know, he thought I was the biggest bee. Well, I wasn't trying to be a bee. I was just communicating. This is my buyer's first home experience that they're purchasing. This is not the way you want to have this experience. So anyway, he's mad and he's on the phone. His hands are flailing up in the air and I don't know who he was talking to or what he was saying, but my buyer shows up and I said, I'm sure you noticed this gigantic pile of crap in the front yard. And he said, would you please contact your lender and let them know that we have a property condition issue and that we are not going to want them to fund the transaction until it has been resolved. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. And he goes, well, what happens if they don't pick it up on Friday? And I said, well, what's going to happen if they don't pick it up on Friday and you know, you and your buddies are going to have to go borrow somebody's pickup truck and you're going to have to go pick all of this crap up, put it in the back of the pickup truck and take it to the dump, because I don't think that this real estate agent is going to come back from Mansfield on Friday to help. And I'm pretty much guarantee that the seller that is on his way to Odessa is not going to come back on Friday either. So the only way to ensure performance is hold the money. So he was like, yep, okay. So anyway, we go in to sign this gigantic stack of closing papers and like miraculously we get done and all of the crap is gone. Oh my gosh. I know that real estate agent was so mad at me because, you know, he was like, well, they've got to have their money. They've got to have their money. They're driving to Odessa right now to close on a piece of property. Of course, I'm just sitting there looking at him, smiling. And, you know, I wasn't trying to be a jerk, but, you know, in my head, I'm thinking, that's not my problem. That's your problem. Anyway, I guess in the time that we were in there closing, that real estate agent and his client or whoever decided that they were going to get all that stuff off the property. Two things. Number one, always do a walkthrough whenever you are purchasing a property. And number two, this is why experience matters when you're hiring a real estate agent, because you've got to work with somebody that knows what they're doing. So I got this sweet review here on Realtor.com, and I want to share it with you from my first-time homebuyer. They said, Rebecca was wonderful to work with. She is an expert on the professional side and caring on the personal side. You truly felt like you were on a team with Rebecca. She made the process smooth and simple. 5 stars. Woo. All right. Thank you again for watching my YouTube channel. Stay tuned. Let's see what's coming up next.